All right, let's begin here. The ongoing battle between the City of Johannesburg employees and the city could possibly find itself before the courts. The city has reversed the decision to convert 130 contracts from fixed term to permanent. It says these are political appointments that are usually attached to the term of the principal in office. The South African Municipal Workers Union says the city has no legal grounds for reversing these contracts without a court order. The employees have tabled various demands, including that pending an internal consultation process, the city must withdraw the notice issued on the 28th of February. Let's speak now to Mojalefa Motalane, who's the managing director of Motalane Incorporated, who is currently representing the workers. Thank you so much for your time. The city is arguing that these positions are political in nature, which are always linked to the principal's office. In fact, the term of office of that particular principal. However, you are arguing differently.
Well, in fact, that's not even our argument to begin with. We're not really concerned with the nature of the contracts in the manner in which the city is actually describing. What we are concerned about currently is the fact that the City of Joburg simply unilaterally amended contracts of employment belonging to our clients without having followed a due process, entailing basically even simply a consultation with regard to how the decision that the council eventually took is going to impact them, which is a requirement in terms of PAJA and every other necessary regulatory framework in this regard.
So if you're saying that you're not concerned about the nature of these particular, contracts, I saw in some of the submissions that have been made, you say that considered through an objective lens, it is clear that these positions have no influence in the strategic decision-making within the city or the public office bearer's office, and they therefore can never stultify the operations of a new political administration, as alleged by the city. So what does that mean then if you're not concerned about the contracts?
Yes. So what we're simply making is a very generic point about the fact that these particular individuals are actually, employed in position where there's no significant political influence, as alleged by the city, and why they want to terminate some of these employments. So what we are simply saying is the fact that there's even no bearing in relation to their position as to how they relate to the political principles, and that's effectively the point of the matter. But we don't believe that nothing turns on that point.
Now, Mr. Motalane, we've tried to also speak to the city about what exactly are these jobs, and we've gotten some kind of answers. But if I can ask you, what exactly do these individuals do?
For instance, I'll give you a very simple one. Drivers who are occupied, as messengers, for instance, are affected in this first tranche of what we believe is the first, affected 130 individuals. So that's quite obvious that a messenger or a driver could have, any possible political impact in the administration of a political office.
So according to them, what do they think is at play here? Because we've seen reports where they suggest that this is a political purge. I wonder, what have they told you as their representative?
Well, yeah, we try at this point, try to stay clear of the politics and simply focus on the legalities and the facts of the matter. However, factually, correctly so, a suggestion can be made that there may be some political, reasons why the current city administration is taking this decision. Because currently, as we said, the decision to convert those contracts from fixed term to permanent employment is an actual standing resolution of council, which is an administrative action. And as you would know, in order for administrative action to be reversed, whether it's a right or wrong decision, it has to be done by a court of law. public officials in whatever capacity cannot simply call a council meeting and reverse an administrative decision that's been taken.
And if they decide not to accede to some of these demands that you've tabled, as you say that a council resolution can only be, dealt with if a court has reversed it, and also you are seeking that the city must make an undertaking that it will not continue with the implementation of this particular resolution. You've also given timeframes there by which this needs to be done. Could we see this go to the courts?
Absolutely. That simply, depends on their attitude in terms of how they actually want to relate with their employees. As we stand right now, the decision of the council is entirely invalid and, in fact, unlawful because of the deficiencies in that particular decision. So if the city is adamant that they want to continue to enforce an unlawful and irregular decision, then our clients will unfortunately have no option but to approach a court of law for an appropriate relief.
All right, Mr. Motalane, we'll continue to track the story and see how the city develops to responds to some of what you've put to them in order for them to respond. And we'll leave it there for now, though. Thank you so much for your time. That was Mojalefa Motalane. He's the managing director of Motalane Incorporated Attorneys, representing those 130 workers who've been affected by the decision by the City of Johannesburg to rescind their permanent contracts.